Alright, so I'm coming back with my part 2. So, like I left it there. So I'm talking about Injustice 2, the video game. And I'm talking about, the storyline because it is such an interesting concept here. So, in the end, there's always going to be good and evil on this earth. You cannot erase evil, and you cannot erase good either, because not all bad people come from a very rough, bad neighborhood, and not all people come from a good neighborhood. They end up being a rough neighborhood. At the end of the day, like me and my friends mostly say, everything started in the home. Everything starts in the home. This is the reason why you have what the world is today. It will never start from the world. It starts from home. And then it starts in the community and then society. So the way how you're getting treated at home, you bring it out to your community. The way how community treats you, you bring it to society. And it's very hard, because most people think, let's get a good question. What will killing do for you? Say like if somebody did something bad to your family and you kill them, what would that accomplish? Yes, it will accomplish you killed your killer, but there's still more people killing. There's still more. I think the bigger picture, if anything, I know this was DC universe. If anything, I think the superheroes, because they're superheroes, you know what I'm saying? But I think what they should have done is go after the policy in the justice system. Because the justice system is very corrupted. And the sad part about it is not only just corrupted, it's a place where they can make a lot of money off of people. Like I had an older gentleman, he told me, he said, Jasmine, prison, jail, and juveniles is the same thing as slavery back in the day. Because slavery had been abolished. But slavery still goes on because prison, jails, and juveniles are still doing the same concept. You don't have any rights, you don't have no freedom, and you work with little to no pay. Jail and prison and juvenile is supposed to be seek a punishment to recollect yourself to understand why you're in there. But because the ocean of slavery, you can abuse, you can beat them up, you can do whatever you want with these people, and you shouldn't do that. And yes, these people who are in prison and jail and juvenile, they don't deserve luxury, but they are still human beings. If you want people to go to a straight and narrow, rehabilitate them. Don't punish them, because the more you punish them, the more you feed in that demon inside of them. Say, oh yeah, see, I told you society don't give two shits about you. And then that person get out of juvenile or prison or jail, they're going to continue creating mayhem still to the society. So we need to rethink how to help people's mindset. Yes, there are not a lot of people who are not going to be curable and are not going to be good citizens, but there is a lot of them that wants to change. They just want to find an outlet. I remember back in the day, I was watching something, and they were saying back in the day, prisons and jails and juveniles had programs to help people to get back on their feet. Trading schools, working environment, educational stuff, all that to help people to gain back to a good foot in society. But people back at that time period say, hey, these people were evil. How come they couldn't do that when they were free out here? They chose to choose the wrong path. They should not deserve any education, any programs. They do not deserve, hell, not even books to read. Because if they were out here doing right, so they took all those programs, and what you see is what you get now today. Mayhem, mass destruction, people continue killing and robbing. I told myself, I said, that's wrong. They should have kept those programs in, because I guarantee crime was still happening, but it wasn't a high alarm rate. You know what I'm saying? But because people are so angry what the other person have done to their community or their family or somebody they knew or somebody they're close, they feel like they don't deserve any kind of treatment at all or any kind of respect. So basically, when people go to jail and prison or juvenile, you look as less than human because you did terrible things to other humans, especially if you murder somebody. You look less than human. You're not even human. You're probably like, what are you then? I think you're just nothing. But I feel like those programs and stuff should stay. Not everybody has an evil heart. Yes, there's manipulating people, but not everybody has evil hearts. It's one thing that God always keeps telling us, that He will judge our hearts. And humans, they judge with their eyes and ears. And then you interpret what you think of this person. But the heart is never one person, a human being can never see. That I always say sometimes to some people, their heart is cold as ice. Because their reaction, I don't know exactly what their heart is. I'm just saying their actions, their actions is like cold as ice, but I don't know necessarily 100% what their heart is, But the thing is that people deserve a second chance. If you don't believe in God, that's fine. But God, when we wake up every morning, He gives us a second chance. Some people don't wake up because God says it's time for you to come home. And then others are very lucky to wake up in the morning because they got health issues or whatever is going on in their life. But God wakes you up every morning for a second chance to do right, to cleanse, and keep doing what you have to do to make yourself better, but also help the family and friends around you be better. So God shows us mercy by making us wake up every morning, and especially having good health, and especially keep on preaching about His word, So show mercy. But we're into society today where a lot of people don't want to show any mercy anymore because people are tired of the bullshit. They're tired of continuously to let evil people get away with stuff, and that's why people wants to kill people who done wrong. That's where Superman comes in. But Batman and I are just alike because we're like, look, if everybody start killing one another, then I'm looking at these two birds. If everybody start killing each other, then what's the word justice? Justice won't even be a word anymore, because justice means stand to do right and get that person wrongdoing to put in jail and give justice to people who deserved it. But I thought that was an interesting concept about that game. And really when it comes down to it, good and evil has to continue balancing this earth. And we have to start thinking in the person's mind than people's actions. There's a lot of people do get away with a lot of stuff. But let me tell you something. it will catch up on them. And when it does, it's a terrible thing when it happens. Terrible thing. And that's my take.